Hello, everyone, and good evening, and welcome to Animal Advocates Radio Voices Carry for Animals, number 526 shows and counting this evening. And I want to welcome all of you new listeners aboard. I hope you enjoy the show. Keep spreading the word. And all you returning listeners, can't thank you enough for all your continuous support on all these shows because what's making it happen is all the great former guests and guests that's come on air, and we're going to keep going here. I got some good news, and I'm sorry, I got bad news, and then I got some good news. After this evening, I got two more shows. The last show will be on May 14th, Thursday at 7 o'clock Eastern. The Podbean podcast app and web is removing the live stream with the live studio chat room with the call-ins. So the only offer we have is to do the group recordings, which is the host and the guest pre-recorded. Then it gets published. But the good news is, well, starting on June 4th, I'm going to take several weeks to get it together, but got a new podcast going on. Woohoo! And it's going to be on Riverside.fm. And it'll be at the same time at 7 o'clock Eastern every Thursday. Okay, so nothing's going to change there. I'm going to have change the name to Animal Warrior Radio. There's currently Animal Advocates Radio. So, got some changes going on, but we're going to stay positive from every angle and keep these podcasts going because the animals, they don't have a voice. They are helpless, defenseless, innocent, and we have to be their voice to get the positive changes made for their lives and futures out there because all the animals, they really do matter, just like our lives really do matter also. But I just want to go a couple things. I hope all of you, I get your ongoing support because I have to start from scratch again. I wasn't expecting this from Podbean podcast app, and it was a total shock because I had to start last February of 2025 to starting from scratch because I was on air with Blog Talk Radio for 10 and a half years when they closed down January 31st of 2025. So I got to keep going here and stay positive and optimistic, relentless, and I'm going to keep going. So I want to welcome all of you out there on the Podbean podcast web that's tuning in with us. Thank you for joining us. If you'd like to join us here in the live studio chat room, you're more than welcome to. There's just a few simple steps to take, and that is to go to either the Google Store Play or the Apple Store, and what you're going to do is you're going to search the Podbean podcast app and install free. And then once you got to that step, you're going to go to search Voices Carry for Animals podcast, and then you're going to follow, and then you will be in on the app. And then once you can do that, then you can join us here in this live chat room. I want to say hello to everyone. Shout out to everyone that's in the chat room. Darla, hello, and Mama Cat, and we got Lisa that's joining us. Got a super team going here, and you can keep pressing the like button in here. You can share the shows from this live studio chat room. This chat room is so awesome, and we're going to keep going live for the next 2 weeks on here, and my the host website will be just I'll keep that up until June 18th, so it'll still be there, and then I can transfer all my shows, all my former shows. Is the good news is over to Riverside, so that's a plus and everything. So you can always listen in, share 24/7 on the website, and that's voices carry for animals.podbean.com. And what you want to do is follow and start up a free account first, and all the shows are located. So that'll be there until June 18th. and then after that, we're heading to over on June 4th. We'll be heading over to Riverside. So hello, Pedro. So glad to see you in here. This is great. All the I got a super team going on here, and they're going to, and we're always helping out each other and getting the word out and sharing on social media, petitions, you name it. We multitask and help each other out, and what a great team! I'm so thankful for. But I want to go through my guest this evening. The last interview he had was on Blog Talk Radio back in 2022, and his name is. I want to welcome him back. Is John Oberg, and he's an animal advocate, speaker, podcast host, protector, social media pro. He is working hard out there for the animals. I can't thank him enough, and I'm so glad to have him back on the show. Um, but anyway, John, if you press the in the lower right hand corner of your screen of your phone, there's going to be a phone icon or a mic icon. I see you're in the chat room, and just press it and alert me you want to come on air. It came through a while ago, but it came through really fast. So, and thank you everyone for sharing this show because it means so much, to have you all help out. And but anyway, I want to bring John on, and if you check it out, we're going to be talking about utilizing social media to help animals, journey to veganism, and caring about animal issues. But anyway, John, are you there? You're live and on the air. This is wonderful. Go
Hey
ahead.
Debbie. Hey Debbie, it's Johnny. You can hear me?
Yes, I can hear you great. That is great audio. Yes, you sound great.
Love
But
it.
yes, welcome back. It's such an honor to have you on again. And it's Johnny. Hey, Johnny.
I
they're saying that in the chat room.
love it. I see it. I see it. It's great.
Yep, I know. And the next one has one too. So you're always welcome back. And once I get it set up, and I love to have my guests on more than once. Just get the exposure out there, get the awareness, how they can help out. So that's wonderful. But go ahead, John, and tell me. And you want to be called Johnny or Johnny? Uh,
Uh, Johnny is what I now prefer to go by.
Okay.
So if you can do that, that'd be awesome. If not, that's fine.
Yeah, that's no problem, and I'll change it on the pro. On the after I get it published and or downloaded, edited, I'll put Johnny on there, okay?
I
Because then
appreciate that.
add all your links where you're at. But we'll explain that, through the show and everything. And if anybody has any questions or comments for Johnny, yeah, I'm gonna be taking calls later on. So just try to refrain from any noises in the background, TVs, radios, conversations, and you're more than welcome to come on board. But go ahead, Johnny, and tell them just a little bit about yourself and refresh the audience, and we'll go from there. How's that?
Sounds good, Debbie. So my name is Johnny Oberg. I am a longtime animal advocate, and I fight for animals by focusing mostly on social media. And I basically try to raise awareness about the ways that farm animals are being abused. And I focus on farm animals because they are 99% of the animals that are killed every day. And that's where we can each make the biggest difference. And so the last 13 years, I've been focusing full time on social media as my primary tool for reaching people. And the last 7 years, I've been doing it independently, and I really love it. And I think it's the most meaningful work that I can personally be doing. I reach tens of millions of people every year with a message of compassion for animals.
Oh, you're doing awesome work out there. I mean, and you have a lot of, I mean, mega amount of followers out there that's supporting you. That's what it takes. Strong leaders and strong supporters leads to strong victories, and helping the animals out because they can't help themselves. We have to be their voices and action takers, right? I mean, that's what it counts. And
Yep.
and taking that action is the key, everybody. So, being silent is no solution for change at all. So if you don't take action, expect no changes, because that's what this podcast is here for, to get the word out, the awareness, the education. You know, educate, don't discriminate for on anybody, that because that's what they need is education, because a lot of them don't know what's going on behind closed doors, or what is going on, and how a lot of these animals, are being treated. I mean, so unfair and injustice out there. And even you, Johnny, can agree on that, of how they're, some of them are, and there's zero excuses for it. They should all be treated with dignity and respect, and away from the fear and anxiety. And I see a lot of these farm animals. They're the pictures and videos are so depressing and heartbreaking. Where, look at the pigs, they can't even move around in the crates. They can't socialize. I mean, what? How do you explain that? That is how I explain it. It's animal cruelty front lines. They don't have a choice in the matter, and they look so sad and heartbroken. How can we let this happen so long? It's wrong. But
It
go
is
ahead.
wrong. It is wrong. And, the way that farm animals are being treated is absolutely wretched. And the only reason that the meat industry gets away with it is because they call it quote unquote standard farming practice. And you can get away with any kind of cruel act if you just call it standard practice, which is just nuts. It doesn't make any sense to me. And these animals are suffering behind the closed doors of these factory farms and these slaughterhouses, and they have almost nobody to speak up for them. And their cries, they fall on deaf ears, unfortunately. So it's up to us, myself, you, all of the amazing people listening right now, to speak up for the animals and to get their message out there.
That's right. We're their only hope to carry on, and that's so true, because they can't call us or get on this podcast or report anything how they're feeling. And so we have to get stronger, and we are strength in numbers. And that's what Mama Cat always says, a former guest on here. And it's so true, power in numbers. It's amazing how much, we can, when we come and join together as one voice and strengthen, we're going to see that we see the positive changes. I've seen it happen a lot of times. I can't take credit, but when I'm involved, it's a human chain reaction to take action, and that's where we are all better together and stronger together than apart alone. So, but
Absolutely. Absolutely. The animals, they have so much working against them, but at the same time, they have a lot of people, fighting in their behalf. And the way I look at it is a village. And everybody in this animal advocacy community, in this animal advocacy village, plays their own role. And whatever role you're playing is absolutely needed. And I am grateful. And I know the animals are grateful as well.
oh yeah, they can't thank us, but when we see their lives and futures change for the better, that's when they thank us, because we know from photos and how they build, because they're supposed to live in comfort and peace and care and love, and away from this, all this abuse and neglect that's going on, and a lot of it's caused of greed. You
Yeah.
follow the money trail, and they don't think of the animals and how they feel. They're living animal beings. They feel pain just like we do. They see, they eat, they walk, they sleep. They speak another language, but they're animals, and we
Yeah.
want to treat them. And they have every right to share this earth comfortably. We want all of our animal rights, or human rights, right? I mean, we want to be treated fairly, and so do they. And it's not that difficult. And to know about all this abuse and neglect going on behind the scenes, and everyone, do some of your homework, do your research, your own research, and see what's happening behind closed doors, behind the scenes. You're going to be disgusted, and it's terrible. I mean,
Yeah.
it's cruel, and there's no excuses for it. So please do your homework, do some educate yourself on these issues. That way you'll look at it a different way. Maybe you'll change your lifestyle to vegan, or because it's not that hard, and it's the
Right.
healthier way to go with what's all going on and these animals getting slaughtered. I mean, it was billions a year for human consumption, and
Mhm.
it's like that is a large astronomical amount, and just think what they went through. I mean, being in these crates or just the way they're treated, no respect, and they're awesome animals. They're friendly. I mean, you look at them, you say, why these all? Why are they? The question is, why are they being treated so badly, and it is allowed and accepted? That's my question, and that's something.
Yep, it's absolutely something. It makes me sick, and
Yep.
the only thing that gives me solace is knowing that there are amazing people out there who are doing making a difference. And if I could just chime in real quick, Lisa Copeland just asked me on the group chat what the my view of the farm bill is, and I have to say that it's incredibly disappointing because there is a part of the bill called the Save Our Bacon Act, which is unfortunately has been totally pushed by the pork industry. And what this bill is going to do is it's going to nullify the bans that many states have in the US on gestation crates, which are the really cruel small metal crates that mother pigs are forced to live in for many months at a time. And this bill, uh, this act has been pushed into the farm bill, and despite so many people fighting against it, the pork industry lobbyists have won, and it is now part of the farm bill, which is absolutely disgusting. It's a disgusting example of corruption in politics, and it is so disappointing and will lead to immense suffering from other pigs. And so I call on everybody in the US to call their representatives to demand that they vote no on the farm bill. And now it is moved on to the Senate. So call your senators and tell them to vote no on the farm bill, because the farm bill now means immense suffering from other pigs.
Yeah, and that's I've been passing that along within the last several days, to vote no on it, and I'm going to keep sharing it, throughout social media, X and Facebook and LinkedIn, and everybody will need your attention too. So you see my post going through, please share it, because the more of us that make some noise and say no, then hey, we might be heard. It takes like Johnny says, it takes a village. We can't do it alone, and the more of us that come together, the stronger we become. So we got to win,
Exactly.
and call your state representatives and senators. And then in that area code is 202-224-3121. It's going to ask for your zip code. Okay, and then this is a nationwide number, and you can hook up with your state representative and senators. Put in your contacts. I got it memorized. I have it in my contacts, but I got it memorized. I've called so much.
Yeah,
I
I
can
love
even
it. I love it. That's
I can
great.
even say it on air without even looking it up. So I'm doing pretty good. And then
Amazing.
yeah, and then after hours, leave a voicemail. Weekends, or if you prefer, send a email to them. Search on the internet, find my state representative, then put your zip code in, and it'll lead you right to your state representative or senator. And you can call them. You can write an email to them right from there. You can even write letters, make appointments with them. Hey, all of your voices matter, okay? Don't ever think they don't, and especially your action that you're taking. Because if you look the other way, and nothing's going to happen. If something doesn't happen and it doesn't go your way, hey, what can we say about it? We didn't have enough
Yeah.
strength and participation, and that's what we need.
Yeah.
So
Speaking of of participation, I will say that it is substantially more impactful if you call versus email. So if a person is able to call, that would be ideal.
yes,
Call
definitely.
your representatives. Thank you.
Yeah, because that's what I always do. I think I call more than I do emails. So
Perfect. Perfect.
yes, because I mean, Johnny, it can't get no more comfortable than help make changes in the comfort of your home. Your computer, your laptop, your phone. If you got a copier, your fax, if you got one, it can't get no easier. I can't think of an easier way to help get changes made for these animals. That's in need and distress. And it's
Exactly.
meaningful time. You're not wasting your time. You're doing meaningful time, being a positive impact because
Yep.
and that's what counts out there. Never think, oh, I'm not going to, I've heard excuses. Oh, they're going to do what they're going to do. Well, how do you know that if you don't at least try and get your own answer from that? Because enough of us, our voices will be heard. We have to make some noise peacefully. Be professional and polite, and you'll see positive results. And that's what it takes, right?
Yep.
I
Just got to
mean,
keep speaking up.
keep speaking up. Don't stay silent because that's not going to get the animals anywhere. And once you see the truth and reality, like there's on YouTube, I remember watching some videos on slaughterhouses, and I couldn't finish watching them, Johnny. I mean, it was so upsetting and so heartbreaking. And I'm like, look how they're getting treated. And I mean, it was brutal on YouTube.
Yep.
And so if you can stand it, go and this is the truth and reality of it all, and know what's going on behind the scenes and how they're being treated, because you're not going to prove it, I guarantee you. Anybody out there that's listening, because they all deserve better. you
Yep.
know I mean,
I you know
all of them.
I think that if a person eats meat, I think that they owe it to the animals to at least witness what those animals had to endure. And if you can see that and you feel comfortable with it, then continue as is. But if you see that the way these animals are being treated and you think that this is wrong, then just know that it is up to you to make a difference for them.
That's right. Like I said before, educate yourself, know what's going on. Don't go, blindfolded and not know anything, because you should. You got to know what the intake of the food's coming inside your body. Because if you notice how when you're a lot of doctors will tell a lot of people there no more red meat and this and that. There's a reason behind it. Is it really safe for you? No, right? I
Right.
mean,
Yeah,
if you
it's
look at it, whoa, and it causes problems and issues, more health issues. So being a vegan and what you're talking about, on this show, and the journey to it, and the meat eaters out there, I invite all meat eaters and vegans to the shows, because we want to educate the meat eaters, mainly, and because all my shows are different audiences out there, and I appreciate that, but to educate people is the key to them changing their lives. So, and we have all the with everybody out there speaking on whatever issue it is, and to know behind the scenes the issues that can happen, then we have the right to know. We have to the truth and reality of all of it, not just some of it, and look the other way, right, Johnny? I mean, there's the key right there.
exactly. We have to open our eyes, and we have to encourage other people to open their eyes. This world's only going to change if we make a change, and nothing is guaranteed. And so we got to do everything we can to advocate for these animals who unfortunately don't have anybody to speak up for them.
No, we're the only hope. We are their voices. And as with this show, Voices Carry for Animals podcast, voices do carry for animals if there's enough of us to help make them changes. If not, we're only spinning our wheels, and we don't want to feel like that. I never feel like I'm spinning my wheels because I can't do. I do my best. I can't do it alone. But when there's thousands more out there like me that we're doing the same thing, hey, we're going to come together and get the word out. No matter what it takes, if it's on this podcast or on social media, X, Facebook, LinkedIn, that's the big landing strip right there for all of us to come together and work together, to get those changes made. Contact our legislators. It's so very important. We vote them in and we vote them out. So
Yep.
don't go and vote and they never hear from you, because then they
Yep.
think everything's okay. Everything's fine. Everything's smooth when it's not.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we got to keep going strong, everyone, because that's the powerful tool right there is all of us coming together and recruiting other ones. Tell your neighbors, your family, your spouses, your boyfriends, girlfriends, your sons, your daughters, everyone in your coworkers. Mention it to them and ask them how much they know, or do you know what's going on behind the scenes. And they'll probably listen because a lot of them get too busy in their lifestyles, working with family and being with friends and this and that, and they don't really know what's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah,
Eh,
people don't have much time to dedicate to this. They like think about it. A meat eater who eats chicken wings, like how often do you think that they're actually thinking about the chicken that those wings came from? My guess is that like one out of 1,000 times they sit down to eat chicken wings, are they actually thinking about that? And so it's our duty as animal advocates to try to get people to think more deeply about their food choices because their food choices are really important, and their food choices are by far the biggest way they interact with animals on a regular basis.
oh yeah, your health means so much. I mean, you think about it, and being a vegan will keep your weight down. You feel healthier. You look better. You can't go against it at all. You can't talk against it. And so many people, they have more energy. When you ask them about it, and when they say, "Oh, I turned into vegan," "Oh, how do you feel?" "A lot better. I've lost a lot of weight." And all this comes together as positive, results. There's not in negative, and plus you're helping out the animals, right? I mean,
Exactly.
that's the main thing. You're right there. There's some important steps in here. You're helping out yourself and you're helping out the animals. It's a two for one deal, and it's
Yep.
all positive. It's not negative, So we got to keep working together and educate more because we can't change the past, but we for sure can change the future out there because that
Yep.
means a lot. So and all of you are so important in this working together and getting helping the animals out because we all share this earth temporarily together, and they have every right to be here just like we do and get treated with dignity and respect, and show them that. Because of what's going on out there, I see it going through news feeds, and it makes me sick, Johnny, with the stuff that I see. But I'm
Hmm.
strong, and I said, you know what? I take my anger into action. I share, press that share, let it get in the news feed on all social media. That alerts everybody else. Maybe a couple ignore it, and there maybe three will do something about it. So you never
Yep.
know. You don't
Yep. You
back
never know.
down.
Exactly.
Yep. So don't say, "Well, if I get out to share it, nobody will share it." Well, you don't know that really, because not everybody's on social media same time and days. Some I know I'm not, and I know a lot of you aren't. And so when you're on there, with this podcast, I tag a lot because then because I know they're not on social media at the same time of day. So I'll get notification of this show being shared, you know, over the weekend, and that is
That's
great.
amazing. It's amazing.
Yes, and also on Facebook, I'll tag and because I look and I said, hey, whenever you, because they're all archived, so that helps out too. They can go out
Yeah.
and listen and share 24/7, and that's a great plan too.
Mm-hmm.
So in the social media, that's our landing strip, everyone, to come together and do something, help make them changes. Let's see a positive future for them, not the same or worse. We have to do something because it's going to continue and get worse if we don't, and we don't want that, right, Johnny? That's not good.
It's
And
exactly
I
correct.
so, but anyway, do you want to go ahead and anywhere you're in contact or how they can contact you or check you out on your websites, and you got some great websites on in the X page and also on Facebook. But go ahead and give them that, and we'll talk more about this social media too, because that's so important. Coming together as one and working together, so very important.
So
Yep,
my website is johnoberg.org. That's my name. So it's JOHNOBERG.org. And my you can find me on social media. I have the handle John Oberg on most social media platforms. If you just search John Oberg or Johnny Oberg, you should be able to find me. I'm very active on 8 platforms: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Threads, YouTube, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Blue Sky. So feel free to check me out and see the content that I'm posting and join me and in fighting for the animals, and hopefully you can share some of my posts to get more visibility to these really important issues.
yes, and also he's on YouTube. Also, you're all over the place, Johnny. Here's Johnny over here. You're
That's the
working
goal.
hard. I
That
mean,
is actually one. It's funny you mentioned this because when I talk about the importance of social media, I see animal activists sometimes just focus all of their energy on one platform. But the problem with that is that if that platform goes out of business or falls out of favor with the general public, you never hear from you've totally lost your ability to reach people. Whereas if you're spreading your message out across different platforms, different avenues, you are setting yourself up for success.
that's right. Get it out there because once you have all these platforms, because I'm pretty much everywhere too. On Facebook pages and groups and X also and LinkedIn and YouTube. I got all these different platforms. Probably attracting different, because I stand up for all the animals and need distress. So I want to bring them all under, kind of whatever platform you're interested in or where you're at, because that's important, and share it to other people. I see more likes than shares out there, and I wish that would switch around, don't you, Johnny? Because I see that stuff happening, but like, no, no, press share. You're
Right,
starting.
right.
It's not going to break your finger or sprain it or anything. Just press that share. Get it in that news feed wherever it's retweeted on X or LinkedIn, because that means so much right there. It's going through newsfeed. There'll be some probably look past it. Then there's going to be some that's going to check it out and they'll share it too. So and it could go viral if you get enough of us doing it. And I've seen that
Exactly.
happen so many times. I look at it, wow, that just got a lot of shares, and within little time, and you keep tracking it, and it's going to keep adding up, keep resharing it. Because when that news feed it gets full and we can't determine who's going to go how far down to check all the posts out. So it's great to keep resharing, and that's what I do on my social media because I don't know where it's at in newsfeed. So hey, bring it to their attention again. Maybe this group didn't see it, or like this podcast. There's a lot that don't see it because they're not on social media, and that's where it's promoted. So we got to keep that up. Work as a team, everyone, because it's so very important. Working together, you'll see victories coming through, and you do the happy dance, right, Johnny? When they
Yeah.
come through.
Yeah, it's because that's this is how you reach people. This is how people change. People don't. We can't just expect people to change for no reason, right? They have to
Right.
have reason, and because most people care about animals, it is a simple ask, and our job is to get people to see this important content. And how are they going to see it? They're going to see it by other people sharing that content. And so, absolutely, likes are nice, comments are nice, but what's really important is sharing this content in front of people. I just jumped on threads recently, and it says, oh, in the last month or so, I've had like 3 million views of my posts. Like, that's awesome. That
Wow.
means that means
Yes.
that's millions of people who are going to see this message and think about animals who otherwise wouldn't.
Wow, that's a lot. I mean, massive lot. I know that lifted your spirits up and kept you inspired and keep going because it is. I mean, that's
Yeah.
going viral. I mean, everybody put some their effort into it. You want to hand me over some of them million views? That's in my dreams, right? And since I'm starting all over again, this is going to be tough. But you are amazing out there. I
Thank you.
mean, I look at it and I said, "Thank you, Johnny." I mean, keep it up. You got to give recognition when recognition is due. And you're out there and you're on these platforms and try to get the word out. Hey, listen, open your eyes, wake up. Look at what's going on here because you're not. Everything that you're doing, and I've known you. I know you've seen positive victories through all this and everything, and keep it up, and you'll see more.
Yeah.
Because it takes teamwork. Strong leaders and strong supporters leads to strong victories. And then we could do the Mama Bear Happy Dance. you know,
Love
that's
it.
my nickname. I didn't give my name at the beginning, but it's Debbie Dahmer, the producer and host for Animal Advocates Radio, Voices Carry for Animals, aka Mama Bear. And Mama Bear does care because she's on the air. And I appreciate all of you that's out there that's giving me all your support and following me and that's what it is. I mean, we have to be their voice, whether it's on this podcast or out there in social media. I was telling them I'm going to take 3 weeks off to get this new podcast together. But you know what, Johnny? I'm not going to give up the advocating online. I just can't get away from it. You got to take breaks here and there, but I'll still be advocating because it's something that, being a positive impact, you want to keep going. And it's good to take little vacations here and there, but I won't disappear completely for 3 weeks. I will be online and when helping out and multitasking where I can. And that's another thing, if you're on one side, you got one calls, hey, hop over and help this animal's in need. It doesn't take that much time or difficult. And
Hmm.
they double over in strength and then triple over in strength. Hey, move over and whatever it takes, and you'll see that the changes happen a lot faster because we want to get them out of harm's way. Because the longer the victories take and the good news and all that, hey, the longer it takes, the longer the animals suffer. Okay, and you've got to get them out of harm's way. And then, because and once they do hit that, when the victories come in and they feel their lives and futures change for the better, and we all of us as a team feel better. And we're not going to stop there. We're going to keep going. It doesn't stop there. So, but keep it, keep thinking positive. Everyone, take them breaks and everything. But we need all of you to get those changes made. And John out there, he has on X over 100,000 followers, and also on Facebook. Look at you, John. I give you a standing ovation. You know, yep. And then Mama Bear's got a picture of Happy Dance, two bears doing the Happy Dance in the chat room. Thanks, Mama Cat. She's a former guest so many times. We go back
Nice.
on Blog Talk Radio too. She takes care of the cats out there, colony cats, 90 of them, used to be 125 out in Colorado, and she told me it's going to. I read the message. I said it's going to snow out there. I'm like, oh, and it's on May 1st tomorrow. Whoa, but well, she was a great super team player too. All of them are. I
Yeah,
appreciate. Yes, I mean every one of them, and to keep
amazing.
going like this and working together, it brings encouragement and inspired and uplifting. And hey, how can I help out? And find out how you can help out. And we'll lead you the right way. Contact me. Contact John. Get on this social media. Follow. Like, and then watch their page and keep watching it. Share it on social media. That's important too. Copy share it to all different sites that you're on. Because there is a lot of social media sites if you think about it. If you add them up, so once we do get all the social media going, hey, the word's getting out there, and people are open their eyes, are taking action, and thinking, hey, all of you are important in this. Don't ever think that you're not, because the animals need us all to stand up for them and fight for them. Just like with the elderly and the children, the same thing. They don't have a voice. They're innocent, defenseless, helpless, voiceless, and we have to be to do what's right out there, not what's wrong, and for them better lives and futures because they all deserve it. You know, and when they teaching your children how to treat the animals with dignity and respect while they're young, and then they move forward into their adulthood doing the same. I mean, look at all of us animal lovers and advocates and animal rights activists. Look what we're doing. I mean, this is going on for years. It just didn't start up. So we all was raised, hey, treat the animals with dignity and respect. Educate them. I wish they did it more in schools. Don't you? I mean, I'm not sure on the status of all of them, but to educate the children in the school. Some have pets at home, some don't. Or the farm animals out there. Educate them more, and you'll see a big difference because the animals are part of our everyday life, and we can't forget them. They are awesome,
It
right?
would be great to have this to have more education in schools about animals. I mean, animals comprise such a large portion of our society in many different ways, many different facets, and most people know very little about, especially farm animals. And we know a fair amount about cats and dogs, but hey, 99% of the animals we're killing out there every year are farm animals, and nobody knows anything about these animals. So I would love to see more education to get people to care more about these animals because in order for people to want to make change, they have to care first, and I think that education is definitely a key way to do that.
Yes, I would love to see that. Because why wouldn't it? How would you get that started to where it gets more into the schools? As they're growing up, because
Well,
their childhood means so much, and they're learning so much. Then, you know, how would that go about? I mean, because that's a great idea right there. The future generations coming up.
well, have you seen? There are actually groups that go into schools and talk to students about this. It's called humane education, um, and there are some great groups doing really good work in terms of spreading. Talking to students about how they can make the world a better place for animals.
Yeah, I mean that's starting right from the get go. Going into the future, and that way they know because I've seen videos and stuff on social media where the kids are hitting the dogs, pulling their tail, riding them. You don't do that. The parents need to step up and say, "No, that's not right."
Exactly.
And because they don't want, I mean, they don't want to be trying to get, you're trying to ride them as a kid. No age they should be riding them as a kid. you
Agreed.
know, and or smacking them or pulling their tail or trying to wrestle them on the ground. That's a no-no, and that's where the parents need to step up to the plate and say, "Hey, that's not good. That is not right," and and teach them that way. And if you
Yeah.
see it happening, just say if you're over friends or family member or anything like that, don't laugh about it or anything because I've seen that on videos, and I'm like, this is sickening. They're trying to say this is good for their pets. No, this is not right, and they should be told about it. If they get mad, they get mad.
Yep.
You know, you're being that animal's voice, and say no, this is not right, or a child or elderly, because we have to stand up for them. And sometimes if they get mad, so what? You're telling them the truth. You're not going to
I
laugh
mean,
about it.
people don't want to hear about what's happening to animals, because people then feel guilty. They know that they're playing a role in the suffering that they're witnessing. So, it's tough to try and explain this to people, but we gotta do what we can.
Right.
Hey,
And to
John,
educate. Yeah, there's Mama Cat. How are you, Mama Cat?
I'm
Meow.
doing wonderful. I was
Yeah, hey,
wondering if I was
go
wondering if
ahead.
John had ever heard of Mulberry Farms.
I have not heard of mulberry farms.
Okay, they were a small farm in a community in Wisconsin where I grew up, and they were losing their farm due to all the factory farming going around in the area.
Uh-huh.
And so they decided to change things around and they opened it up to the public and to children. And they will go to all the elementary schools and have the small, young, well, all ages actually, but they start with the young children and bring them in there and show them how to handle, like they have goats, sheep, pig, cows, horses, chickens, bunnies, lots of kitty cats, all of which are TNR'd, and they teach them stuff like that. How to feed them, how to be kind with them, how to pet them, how to groom them,
Hmm.
not eat them or kill them.
Oh, interesting. So it's like a farm animal sanctuary.
Yes, it's really cool. And then they plant fields and fields of pumpkins. And at Halloween time, all the schools that participate in their learning farm is what they call it can come out for the whole day for Halloween. And they do it for about a week before Halloween. And they can pick out their pumpkin and they stay for lunch. And it's really a fun thing. But
Cool.
they have family in, I think it's Upper Florida. Um, there's three or four other states that family members from that farm have, gone off in their own family ways and they're doing the same thing. So it is spreading. I think it's a great idea.
Nice.
Yes,
Yeah,
it
I mean,
is.
you got to educate people.
Well, you get them, in there when they're young. Kids are scared of farm animals. They don't, I think they're afraid of them because they know more about, wild animals than they do farm animals. And to see their little faces when they actually get to pick up a chicken, and to
Yeah,
pet a
totally.
goat, and it's and they get to groom the cattle, and it's fun for them.
Absolutely. I agree with you about the importance of getting experience directly with farm animals because people are gonna care more about these animals if they know them. I think that's one reason that we care so much about cats and dogs is because we grow up and spend significant time with these animals.
Right. And then it's kind of funny because years after they started this program for the local children, they had kids that were coming to them and wanting to get married at Mulberry Farm. And so
Oh
now
wow.
they've got a secondary thing where a lot of the children that have gone there for year after year after year are ending up getting married there too. So it's kind of a cool, you know. way to bring more attention to it, even.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's great. That's inspiring, isn't it? Uplifting, bringing the negative into the positive. It can be done. You just
Yeah.
have to work on it and work together. Get
Well,
the
and it
word out
teaches
there.
people we don't eat them all. Not everybody eats the cow. Some of us just raise them and give them sanctuary, and they're no different than a cat or a dog. When they're sick, we get them medical care. When they're sad, we sit with them. You know, I mean,
Hmm.
we don't eat them.
Exactly.
The best,
Love
the
that.
safest, the safest, the best way to go. Let them
Well, and
enjoy
I
their
figure
lives.
when I was in school, we took a tour to the slaughterhouse. And I think that taking them to Mulberry Farm is far better than taking them to the slaughterhouse because I'll never forget the slaughterhouse.
It's a
Yeah.
nightmare. I mean, I've only seen it on video, not in person, and it is
I
a
was
nightmare.
I was a little
Totally.
kid. I mean, I was maybe in fourth grade, and they took us to
Wow.
the slaughterhouse. I don't know why they thought that was a field trip, but you
Yeah.
know,
Wild.
yeah, they don't do that anymore though.
Uh, yeah.
No
Understandable.
slaughterhouse field trips.
Yeah.
Whoa, glad of that. Whoa,
Yeah,
I would have to run out of there if I was. Oh no, that's too
yeah.
much.
I still see it. When I think about it, I still see it. But maybe that was
Mm.
good. Maybe that's what turned my head around. I'm not sure, but it wasn't as much fun field trip as the farm was.
Mm. Well,
Yep,
thanks for
educate.
sharing.
Yeah, Mama Cat.
Uh,
And you better stay warm because of that snow. Is it snowing yet? I read
it's
your
already
kind
it's
of
already snowing up on Monument Hill, so it's coming my way. It's coming down from Denver.
what? Whoa! And May
Yeah,
1st tomorrow. Oh
they're
my
calling for
goodness!
like a foot up in the hills here. I was like, holy crap! I'm glad I went up there last week.
Wow.
Yeah.
You guys better get the first flight out of Colorado and come to Florida because
No,
come on to visit.
no.
You
I
know,
didn't
it
I
was
didn't have
almost
such I didn't have such good luck last time I was there.
it's almost hit 90 degrees today. It's getting hot. Our break is over. You know, so whoa, yep. And then we got to worry about them hurricanes. So hopefully, better none hits. We never know because you got all the wildlife that they have. They have to live through that too
Yeah.
out there, and it's not easy for them at all.
Yeah,
We
I
have to
put
think
extra
about
stuff
them.
out. I put extra stuff out for the raccoons in the neighborhood because it's been cold. It's been real cold at night. And they're just
See,
babies. And one of the sets of babies already doesn't have a mama with them, so I'm not sure
oh
what happened to her.
yeah, Johnny. She's not only mama cat; she's the mama raccoon, mama dog.
Oh, that's so
She
sweet.
loves it. She takes care of it. Oh my goodness, you got
They
a heart
find
of gold
me.
too.
They find me.
Yeah.
I don't know
uh,
how they do it. They find me.
I mean,
Love it.
90 colony cats, and she makes sure they're warm too. They give her a
Aw,
standing ovation when they see her come with that food and water warmth. They say, "We love you, Mama Cat." That's
amazing.
awesome, though. I mean, animals we have to look after. We're their protectors, defenders, their voices. We have to protect them. All the wildlife out there, even from I have my shows coming from domestic, farm, wild, you name it. So and I'm going to keep it up with these 526 shows and all the amazing guests and the information given, the education, the awareness, how you can help out. I can't think of one bad show in 526 shows. Isn't that amazing or what? I
Yeah, I
love it.
can't
Wow,
either.
Oh
They've
yeah,
all
amazing.
been great shows.
yep,
Wow, that's
Done a
yes.
great.
few crazy call-ins, but other than that, we're okay.
Yeah, we have to expect those sometimes. Not many, but we have to expect that once in a while. Great moon. Yep, because it's not everything's going to go totally smooth. There'll be something wrong, right?
That's right.
Yeah, yep. So, but we appreciate everything you do, Mama Cat, and so do you, Johnny. I mean, every effort counts out there. What everybody's doing. Don't ever think it's done because it does.
Oh, did you hear about the Reglan Beagles getting released? Over 1,000 of them.
Yes, yes, and that was great news too.
Yeah,
They got more to go though. I
yeah,
mean,
they do.
I think they said like 500,
Yeah,
but
they've
look
got
what.
more to do. And I mean, if they tell us a number, you can triple it. But you know,
Yep.
um, any of them out of there is a plus. And they know that we're going to get them all out of there. They're just dragging their feet. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, that's what they're doing. But that was on Unchained TV. Jamie Les Mitchell, she was going live. I was help sharing it earlier today, but that was great news. That takes a lot of teamwork from the start to the finish, and that's what they
Yeah.
all take. You
Darla
know,
said it was updated to 1,500 dogs. I haven't seen it this afternoon. I saw it earlier. So
yeah, that's good.
fifteen
That's a
hundred's
that's a
good. That's better than
victory.
1,000.
That's right. And more to go. They're not. It doesn't stop here. We're gonna get them
No,
all out, all of them. Why shouldn't it leave what
it's
500 in there
ridiculous. They
to?
got AI. There's AI. There's no reason to do that to those animals. I don't care what anybody
No,
says. I
uh,
just, there's just
leave
no
them
reason.
alone. I mean, how difficult is it to leave them alone? Living because being in there, it's no life for them. Just like with these pigs living how they are living, and the
Yeah,
cows. Where's their social life? It's like, oh, profit before animals, and that's a no-no. They don't care about their feelings. They don't care about the suffering, the pain, nothing. And that's sad. And who pays the price? The animals every single time.
every time.
The truth and reality of it all. Do you want it stopped or do you want to see it continue? I want to see it stopped. Okay. And it's going to take, like Johnny said, a village to happen. And you, Mama Cat, strength in numbers, power in numbers.
Gotta do it.
And we can do it. We
They
just got
can't
to at
set
least
us all
try.
up.
That's right. Darla said 1,500 update. Yep.
Yep.
And that they need that Wayne Hussein. They need. He's got some charges I seen breaking in, and they need the way those animal activists was getting treated.
Yeah.
That's so wrong. And they need to just drop the charges because that animal cruelty and abuse was proven. And so let them
They
animals go to
they
freedom.
sh-
Freedom
they should
all the
have
way.
they should have whistleblower protections.
Yep,
But
that's
there's
right.
no such thing in the animal world.
Yep, and you look how much on every organization out there, small and big. Okay, and look what all they're doing. I mean, it's so phenomenal of all the hard work and to get the word out there, educate people. And especially, you look at these farm animals, and you're saying, wait a minute, they need better treatment. This is so inhumane and injustice how they're getting treated, unjustifiable, because they feel all that pain and suffering. How could they not? And they get they're suffering out there from the get go till the time they go to that grocery shelf. You know, look what they go through. I mean, you look at them. I mean, from all ages, and it's sad. It's not just a group, and it's worldwide that's going on. Animal cruelty is animal cruelty. Okay,
All the way
Hmm.
around.
crimes,
Yep.
and it shouldn't be. Oh, this group can get by with it, and this group can't. You know, and
Hmm.
they're animal abuse, neglect. They're all crimes, and they
Right.
should be treated like crimes, not say, "Oh, it's okay for them to do it," and this animal suffering terribly. No, that's suffering. We got to get him out of harm's way. We got to get him a new life and a better life, and it's up to us to do it. So everyone that's listening in from the Podbean podcast web and app, we want to hear you. Take that action. That's the key because if we don't, then it's going to remain the same. This is stuff's been going on year after year, decade after decade, and we're in 2026. We're heading to the 22nd century. A lot of us probably won't be here. I know I won't be, but this with generations coming up, we got to educate them, more advocates, because we'll never see it go down to zero, but we can see it massively decrease instead of stay the same or increase. Education. So we have to, right? I mean,
We
look
have
how
to keep
hard
trying.
Johnny's been working.
If we don't try, it ain't gonna happen. You
That's
know.
right. We got to at least try, and that's what matters.
And we're all
You
doing our
know,
parts. So
that's right.
glad to be doing it alongside you guys.
Yep,
Thanks,
working
Johnny.
together. Yeah, thank you, Johnny. I love having all this, teamwork going on. And that's what it takes from the host to the guests to the listeners. It's all one big team. The action takers, that's where it starts until they finish. And then when you hit that victory, hey, we know we did it. And it feels good.
Yep.
You know,
And,
and
and
it
you can
felt
do a show on a different animal every single week. You could do a show twice a week on a different animal that's under attack and still never cover them all. You know what I mean? I
I
mean,
I
it's
know.
endless. I can't think of a single creature that isn't under attack in some way, shape, or form. And it's all man done. We're doing it. Not
That's
us in
right.
particular, but the human race is
Humans.
doing
Yep.
it.
Yep.
That's right. Human beings are the roots to all problems. You can't blame the animals. We have to blame the humans. That because they're at fault. With that and all a big shout out to all the animal advocates out there, animal lovers, animal rights activists, all of you for doing what you're doing. Because can you imagine if there was none of us that was doing this? It would be 100 times worse than what it
Yep.
is.
Yeah.
So
Precisely.
got to give recognition when recognition is due. We're
And then
very
the
much
thing
needed.
is people stand up to this kind of treatment to animals and we get attacked, like the guy with the dogs. And I mean, even me, when I got hauled into court for telling those people off about taking my cat food and everything, and I ended up in court for months and months and months, and then it finally got thrown out. But I mean, it's just ridiculous that they come after us. We're not the ones doing it. We're the ones trying to help and fix it.
That's
Oh
right.
wow. Yep.
Oh yeah, fixing the problem, focusing on it and fixing it, and not looking the other way and ignoring it.
Yeah, I was the bad guy because I said their name on Facebook.
Yeah, but luckily, hey, you fought it. You was a true warrior,
I'd
and
do it
that's what it
again. I don't
takes.
care.
Warriors have their ups and downs, so we gotta stand strong and keep that strength, not back down or give up. Because if we give up, we automatically lose, right?
Yeah, if we give up, they lose.
Yep, that's right. We don't want the animal. We're winners for the animals, not losers for the animals. Okay,
Yeah,
so it might not happen overnight, but all in good time. The changes can be made and hit that victory level. That's why I love that victory. I named my the cat I adopted 3 years ago. His name's Victory because that's what I strive for, victory. And his name was Hugs, and he's so adorable. And I said,
Aw.
"Yep." and he was adopted what 3 years over 3 years ago, and then took a cat off the street from a friend of mine. You know, her daughter has allergic to cats and was feeding her and everything. It was a kitten. I mean, it's like how can some people be so cruel? You know, these animals they mean so, especially animal lovers, to do something like that. So her little kid, the kitten, when she was feeding everything, was hanging out with her pit bull out on the driveway, and they had pictures of it. They're best friends. And I
Aw.
said, "Yeah." She said, "Hey, you know anybody who want the kitten?" I said, "I'll put it on social media," because she was, you know, afraid to get wildlife or get hit by a car or something. And so I took the carrier, and she said, Mary said, you know, somebody might want to adopt her right away. And I said, yeah. And she said, who? And I said, me. So I took her in, and Vic then her named her Liberty. And Liberty and Victory are BFFs. They are inseparable. Isn't that amazing? Look,
They
Wow.
love
and they
you.
both checked that. Oh yeah, I'm the mama cat. Then I'm a
There
mama bear. Then I turn into mama cat. Then I
you
turn into mama dog with sugar bear.
go.
They don't have to ever worry about being like sugar bear was abandoned. You know, that's what the shelter said. I said, you don't have to worry about nothing else. You're in a TLC home. They so well deserve, spoiled, rotten, and they deserve it. You know, we have a heart, unconditional love with these animals, and I know all of you feel the same that's listening right now to this show because they do. They're awesome. From all angles out there, even all the wildlife, the farm animals. I was going through the news feed on Facebook and also X, and I seen some very sad pictures of pigs in the crates and looking sad, and cows. It's like it's so heartbreaking. You know that you know we need more compassion in this world and kindness because it's lacking it very badly. And it doesn't cost anything a dime to be kind to animals at all. Nothing. Put a little love in your heart and do your part, right? That's
That's
what it
right.
takes. That's what it takes.
Exactly. Compassion is free.
That's right. And
Compassion
all
is
the
free.
way.
Sprinkle that shit all over the place.
Yep. That's what the more dignity and respect. Lacking it badly. But what I'm seeing out there from every angle, you know, because I look at it and I say, why are these animals some of them getting treated so badly and inhumane? You know, it's sickening. It makes me sick. It's like, how could there be so many cruel and heartless human beings on this earth? Why? What excuses is there? There is no excuse.
They're
Not an
not taught to
acceptable
respect the
excuse.
animals.
Yep,
They have to be taught that respect at a young age, like you guys were saying earlier, you know?
that's right. Start them out young. Educate them. You know, some of them probably don't get no education on how to treat animals or the truth and reality behind it. You know, they're not going to tell their children about what's going on when they're eating meat or anything. Well, what the animals goes through before hitting that grocery shelf, it's terrible. It's nasty.
Yeah. They
And
could have a class on how to take care of animals or something like that in these schools, you would think.
oh yeah, something. I mean, wouldn't that would be so great to have that, to hear that? Because I've even seen, you know, photos where the children they go on field trips and go inside these shelter and read books to them animals,
Yep.
and it's so heartwarming to see that. And well, it'd be even better to hey, talk your parents into adopting, you know, get close with them because that's no place for them either. I mean, it's safe,
Right.
but it's no life for them. They're not getting no TLC or running free in a yard or you know they're safe, but hey, there's a better home for them, a better TLC home. What it takes, let them enjoy their life. I mean, if you're out there and your something happens to one of your pets and it passes away, and it's very hard. Been through it many times, and just and in your heart, and when the time goes by, go adopt another one and save another life. Save a life. Because so many of them get put down a year. It's sickening, and the shelters are overcrowded. They maximum capacity. All ages get put down. And just think about the farm animals. That what they're going through, their lives. It's a living hell, and that's how you explain it. All the cruelty going on behind the scenes, like they're they get it's like they get disrespected all the way. And what excuses is for that? We have none. Why? Why are they doing this when it's animal cruelty? Front lines in the first degree. What kind of life do they have? They really don't have one. And that's the sad part. Yep. But
Yep.
Darla, you're leaving. Thank you. Thank you for your compliment about the great show, everyone. Have a good night and give Daisy a big hug from me. Thanks for tuning in and all your support. And did
Thank
anybody
you.
want else come online or come online? Come on air. Yeah, we are. We're on the web for sure. But if you
We
want to,
are.
yeah, we want to speak to Johnny Oberg, you're more than welcome to. If you're in the chat room, just press the phone icon or mic icon and alert me you want to come on air. And you're more than welcome. If you have any comments or questions, okay? Lisa, did you want to speak? I know you sent me an invitation earlier, but if you want to come on air, you're more than welcome to. She's another animal warrior sister. Got a bunch of animal warrior sisters and brothers working great. Or Aloha, did you want to come on air? Go ahead. Hello, can you hear me?
Oh, hello.
Yeah,
Hello.
Aloha.
Hello. Hello. Hi.
Yeah, go ahead. You're live and
Hello.
on the
Hi.
air.
Hi, John. Hello.
Hey, nice to hear from you.
Nice to hear from you. And thank you so much on speaking for the animals,
Yeah,
John.
thank you. Thank you for doing the same. Like I was saying before,
Yeah,
it takes a village and everybody's got to play their
certainly.
part, do their role. And, you're clearly doing your part if you're listening to the show.
Uh-huh.
Yes, she
And
listens in all the time, don't you, Aloha? She's a
oh,
part of the
yeah,
team.
every
Yep.
Thursday.
They got their alarm set, and
Nice.
I send them
Nice.
reminders.
Nice.
Isn't
Yeah.
that great? And for a long time, it's not just they get on when they can, and it's great. I love it.
Now, if I can only get up at 5 a.m. like I used to 30 years ago, I'm a night owl.
Ah, yeah. Tough
Yeah,
to beat
because
both of those things.
well, how can you sleep when animals are being tortured, and that's what keeps me awake at night?
Oh,
Oh,
I mean,
I'm
that's what,
sorry.
yeah, partly that's one of the factors why I'm a night owl.
yep.
Mhm.
It's hard, especially being with this stuff on front lines and
Mm,
listening and knowing.
yes.
You have to be a strong warrior and take your anger out on to take that action, and it's going to keep making you feel better, especially when you see the changes come through. And it's not going to happen. We only wish it happened overnight, but it doesn't. So we just got to keep working and not give up, because that teamwork rocks and teamwork wins.
Yep. 100%.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, thank
So
you. Thank you,
And I've been
Aloha.
vegan for 11 years starting September.
Wow. Amazing.
Oh,
Amazing. That's
yes.
so
yes,
great.
Yes.
Being
keep,
vegan is certainly the best way we can help animals, and of course, encouraging other people to do the same is a big way to try and make a difference.
And I
that's
picked
right.
a very challenging city, which is Wheeling, West Virginia, and they rarely have any vegan options. I'm pretty much on my own. baking and cooking my own food.
Where are
But they're
you? Sorry.
Wheeling, West Virginia.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's a meat and
Yeah.
potatoes city. Well,
I
pretty much
see.
the entire
Yeah.
state is meat and potatoes.
Right.
Yeah. So it'll be a challenge to make this state go vegan.
Well, thank you for helping with that challenge.
Oh yeah. I moved from Las Vegas, Nevada to Wheeling, West Virginia.
Nice.
Yeah.
Grew up in the mountains.
Oh yeah.
Yep,
It's
that beautiful
peaceful.
scenery.
Beautiful scenery, definitely.
Well,
Great. Great.
Not to
Well, thank
convince
you
the
for
hunters.
we need animal
Oh,
advocates all over. We can't just have animal advocates in a handful of big cities. We need animal advocates in every nook and cranny of the country, of the world. And so your presence there is necessary and appreciated.
yeah, and there is
that's right, from every
vegans,
angle.
out here, but it just I don't know if they're either intimidated, shy, or just I don't know, gave up. But they do have a Facebook account with vegans West Virginia, but they really they're not as proactive like they are
Yeah.
in the big city.
Yeah, it's definitely
Uh,
tougher when you get to
oh yeah.
the smaller places.
Hmm.
Well, 'cause there's a lot of people out there, millions and millions. So whatever we can do, hey, getting out there, what they always say, if you change one animal's life, that's great. But if you change more, it's even greater. Isn't that wonderful? That's so
Yes.
true. Yep, yep.
Well,
And thanks for all you do, Aloha.
thank you.
All the meaningful work. Because we need all of you. Nobody go blindfolded and shut their ears. We have to let them know the truth and reality. No sugarcoating it, no covering it up. Making excuses for it. No, all these animals need better treatment and lives and futures because they're not getting it right now, and it's been going on for so long. We have to keep fighting. We have to keep fighting for them. Not give up. Never give up, never give in. Quitters never win, and winners never quit.
Hmm.
Yep.
Yes, and I would have helped out with the protests in Wisconsin, but I'm not physically fit. I'm not fast enough physically, so I wouldn't be able to.
Hey, what they're
They're
what's going on
fast.
with that? At least we're hearing that. That the
Yes.
good news is 1,500 getting released, and then we've got more to go. So the fight don't stop here. We have to
Mm.
continue
Oh
because we
yes.
can't let them stand there and suffer. In the animal test. Yep. So, but I have Lisa want to come on.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, John, and
Thank you, Aloha, so much. You
I'm
know,
Thank
very
you, Aloha. Keep up the good work. Keep up the
thank
fight. Keep your
you.
head held high. Proud of you.
that's
Much
right.
appreciate it, John. Take care.
True warriors. That's what it is. That's why I'm supposed to Animal Warrior Radio. I love that too. I do love Animal Advocates Radio, but I love this one. That looks like it's coming in stronger. So and we're going to make it stronger because you should see these more guests lining up for 2026. This is inspiring to me, even though I got to start from scratch. This lifts me up so much. I love it because
Yeah.
I'm not going to shut down Voices Carry for Animals podcast. I'll do this until my last breath. Okay, so you got my word. I'm making a commitment. Yep. But go ahead, Lisa. You want to come on air and thank you, Aloha. And Mama K, you guys stay on air, okay? Lisa, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Hey, good. But thanks for all your support, ongoing support here.
My
How's it?
pleasure. My pleasure.
Yes, being a big part of the Voices Care for Animals podcast family, the animal
Thank you.
warriors and brothers.
Thank
You
you.
know, yep. But go
So
ahead.
I have a question for Johnny.
Yeah, go ahead,
Um,
Lisa.
Hi. Um, my dilemma is I have cats. I feed feral colony. I was doing TNR in my city. How do you know? We have to feed cats cat food, and there's meat in it. So you can't get away from that, can you? Like, how do people feed their animals when, like cats are carnivores?
Yeah, it's tough. There's no easy answer here, no simple answer. What I'll say is that um, luckily the cat food is normally comprised of like scraps from slaughterhouses and factory farms, so it's not necessarily as directly supportive of
Right,
animal agriculture.
right.
Um, and you know, there are some vegan cat foods on the market, but from what I understand, I could be wrong, is that it doesn't work for all cats. And
No.
so, I think that being vegan isn't black and white. There's some gray area, and doing our best for animals is again there's a gray area there, and so we got to do what we can, and
Right,
within reason. And
right.
you know, I, if you want to continue feeding cats and doing that, I mean that's like it would be, don't let that deter you from doing other great work too.
Mm, right.
It's yeah, I have many, many, many vegan friends who feed their cats, um,
Cat food.
canned food. Yes, cat food.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
See, my two, well, one of my girls was vomiting bile, brought her to the vet. I used to be a veterinary nurse myself. So we took her off the dry food because there's a lot of crap in dry food. Um, and cats need a lot of hydration. So now they're on the canned food, and I can't stand the smell. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I get that.
but yeah, but she's so much better. She hasn't vomited any bile since I've changed them over. And then the ones outside I feed, and then once in a while I'll feed them chicken, you know, as treat. But it's so difficult. It's so difficult.
Yeah, it's sometimes we have to make compromises, even with our own ethics in certain ways.
Right.
But I know you're doing the best you can, and you're doing a lot of great work for animals, and I'm very grateful for that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And I was looking at your Facebook page, and I went on your .org, and wow, you're incredible. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, he is.
That means a lot. Appreciate it.
Hey, Lisa,
Yes.
I had a couple cats that I was having the same issues with them throwing up and being sick. And
Yep.
I bought cat food that there was no red dye in it.
Right.
And the only cat food that I found, I've got two cats that can't eat anything but the kind with no red dye. And I
Mm-hmm.
use the, what is it? Purina Natural.
Right. Right.
And it's still a kibble, but it's all brown. There's no red dye stuff in it. And I have
Right.
not had any trouble with it at all with both of the cats.
Oh, wow. Well, see, like I changed the food a couple of different kinds, high end, and
Yeah,
but
I
she was
did
she
the
was
same.
still, yeah. It's hard. It's very hard. Uh,
Yeah,
you know,
but this
to
stuff
smell
works
that.
great for them. But I can't
Oh,
stand the
good.
canned food either. But
No, I know. I know.
suck on a Hall's cough drop, you can't smell it near as much.
Right? Or do like you do, like I was in an necropsy one time for well, twice, a shock and a seal, when I was doing my veterinary schooling, and we had to put that Vicks under our nose
Yep.
because
Yours
it
too.
stunk so bad. Once you open them up, woo!
That's why the Hall's cough drop works good, because even if you get that nasty taste in your mouth, the Hall's
Yep.
cough drop will cover that up too.
Yeah, that covers everything.
Yep. Just wanted
Yeah.
to throw that out there for you.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much, Johnny. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Great connecting with you. And
You
thanks for
too.
again for everything you're doing. Appreciate you.
Thank you. You too. Take care.
Yeah,
Cheers.
thank you, Lisa, so much. Okay,
Oh,
and
no,
I'll
thank you.
and I'll be in contact with you, and I hope your hands are healing up good.
It is. I got the 100% go from the doctor.
All right, good news. Thank God. There we
Yes.
go.
No more surgery.
Yeah.
Yes. All
All
right.
right. But appreciate
Thank you.
all of you, all your ongoing support. It means so much. It keeps the mama bear on the air, okay? and staying on the air. That's what it takes. But John, did you want to tell the audience anything, else on the air? Because I'm gonna be closing down here, and another great show. I love it.
No, there's
And
nothing else. I think we've covered everything I wanted to chat about. So I just want to say thank you again, everybody, for doing everything that they can for animals. And it's great that you have found this community together because I think that fighting for the animals can sometimes be a bit lonely, especially in a very, very non-animal friendly world. And so when we find other people who also care about this, that's a thing of beauty. And so thank you all for doing what you can for animals and for being absolute heroes. I am glad to know you. So cheers,
oh
everybody.
yeah,
Thank you. And thanks,
hey,
Debbie,
Right
for
back
having
at
me.
you, Johnny.
hey, Johnny, thank you so much for coming on, and looking forward to having you coming on again. It's such an honor, and keep up that great, outstanding work you're doing. Never
Sounds
give
great.
up, never give in. Keep it up because we know you're working hard out there and you're not going to give up. And that's the main
Likewise.
thing, right?
Yep.
And once this show is, I go ahead and download it and edit it and then publish. I'll send you the link and you can share 24/7. And then it's going to go out to 28 different podcast websites and 2 YouTube channels. So it's going to get out there,
Sounds
but
good. Cool.
yes, and I love it. And all these shows are so educational. Open your eyes, everyone. Know the truth and reality of what's going on behind the closed doors. Be a animal defender, a warrior. Every effort counts out there. Come together and be a team. That means a lot too. So that's what we're going to do. But next week, and Johnny, you have a great evening, and I'll be in contact with you when this new podcast on Riverside.fm starts up and get you back on. Okay, more
All right.
exposure, the better,
Sounds
and
good.
getting the word out there. So but anyway, next week, okay, this is going down. Got 2 more shows coming up. Next Thursday will be executive director at Gray 2K USA Greyhounds.
Oh,
So that show will be on there. His first time coming on, and want to welcome him aboard. And it'll be at 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central, 5 o'clock Mountain, and 4 o'clock Pacific. Listen in worldwide, everyone, making voices heard worldwide. So I hope you join us next week. And remember, all the shows are recorded live and archived, and you can go and listen 24/7, 7 days, 365 days a year. And up there all the shows. Go and share them. And what the good news is, the downloads. People go and listen to them after that. And I'm on podserve.fm. that on Tyler. Give him a big shout out because the shows will still be on there. And Mama Cat, I think that I'm looking into this, and I'm going to be transferring my shows after the 14th over to Riverside, so I get to keep them.
Oh,
Yes, all
good.
right, good
I was
news.
wondering.
And plus on Pod served up in them. So I'm
Oh,
looking
good.
at it, and I'm going to get the total amount where it's going to get published after Riverside. So this is good news. This is
Yeah.
positive news. I
Yep.
won't lose any of them. So we can go back and take it from there. And keep going. But we want to welcome Kerry back, or Kerry, for his first time on next Thursday. Greyhounds, all right? He is executive director at Grey 2K USA. I know you've heard of that. The Greyhound
Yep.
racing and everything. It's almost gone. The good news, I think there was one left. I got to do an update on that. But that takes teamwork too to have,
Yeah.
I mean, all the way. I remember when they disappeared here in Florida.
We
No
had
more
two of them
Greyhound.
here.
Yeah, and you don't have them there either, right?
Nope,
In
they're gone.
Colorado.
Yep,
See,
they're gone.
and the way they was treated behind the scenes.
Oh
I
my
mean,
God,
come
it was
on,
horrifying.
whoa. And I looked at it, I was like, oh no. But hey, Pax Porcupine Podcast just entered the live studio. Hello,
Hi,
Reggie.
Reggie.
How is it going? I got two more shows, and then I'll be saying goodbye, and hopefully we connect again. He's a host on the Pax Porcupine Podcast on Podbean. So, Reggie, if you, I hope you, but wishing you the best of luck on your new podcast, wherever you're going and everything. But
Let us
anyway,
know where you're going.
yeah, let us know where you're going and everything. And in June, aloha, I will be back on air in June 4th on Riverside.fm, okay? And I will be notifying everybody all through social media how to connect. They'll need followers. Got to start from zero. So please help me share to get the followers and listeners and everything, and going from there, okay? So I need all of your help and support. So, and we will always continue. We're not going to give up under no circumstances. Okay. Voices Carry for Animals podcast will continue on. And we're going to, on Riverside.fm, watch out. Mama Bear's coming, is on the way. Catch me if you can.
I'll catch you.
Yep. But Mama Cat, you want to and Lisa, thank you and aloha, and a big shout out to my mother, my beautiful mother, Pat Dahmer, aka Moose, and the Moose, hey Moose. I love her to death, but she don't look like a moose. I've been calling her Moose, and even she gets Mama Moose, and the grandkids call her Mama Moose. It's awesome. Happy birthday, Moose. And she always says she's 26. Isn't that a good one?
Oh, I'm 28, 35 times.
And stay warm, Mama Cat. And bundle up because it's almost gone. And Darla,
It'll be
thank you.
over
And
soon. Yep.
Johnny, that was another great show. And but hey, we gotta stick together, everybody. We have to work together because it means so much. That teamwork is awesome, and being their voice. So yep. So we got to keep it up. But Mama Cat, you ready to? I want to thank all of you.
All right. We get the standing ovation.
That's right. All of you, all the former guests and callers, I love it. Okay, that's what it takes. Yeah, there we go.
Yay.
All right. And for this one, this is to all the animal abusers, okay, and AKA losers. Yep, there you
Yeah.
go. Yep. But anyway, Mama Cat, thank you for all your ongoing support. Okay, and you want to go ahead, paw in hand.
Paw in hand, united we stand. against all animal cruelty and neglect across the land. Good night, everybody. See you next week.
Hey, and thank you everyone for tuning in and joining us out there on Podbean Podcast web and app live stream. Thank you so much, and may God bless you all. Night, Mama Cat. Meow. With our voices, the animals will be heard. With our actions, the animals will seek justice. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful and peaceful evening. Bye-bye.